Kenny Golladay just signed a 4-year, $72 million deal with the New York Giants, and I'm here to talk about it. Let's do it! Yeah! What's going on, guys? It's Bruce Matson, your host of the show for Metric Scout Fantasy Football. This channel I talk about fantasy football, of course, but related mostly to Dynasty, Redraft, Devy, DFS, pretty much all of it. Just all of it. If you just love fantasy football, just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, sound that notification so you can get that alert on your phone. You know I just uploaded and you're ready to rock and roll on those videos, son, and I'm always going to keep you updated. As you know, Kenny Golladay had some big news for us, signing with the Giants. We knew this was going on. They've been flirting with each other all week, and it finally happened. The Giants put the ring on the finger, signed him for a 4-year, $72 million deal, and this gives Daniel Jones a true alpha wide receiver 1, and it's put up or shut up time for Jones. He hasn't been playing well as of lately, or his entire career, depends on how you view him, but either or, it's put up or shut up time. If you cannot succeed with this roster, with Saquon Barkley coming back healthy, Kenny Golladay on the roster, they added John Ross, whatever that means, for some speed to stretch the field. Darius Slayton will probably be back to full health for this season, and then Shepard in the slot. So they got more weapons. They're retooled, and don't forget about Kyle Rudolph, man, the second tight end. That's going to be a biggie. Daniel Jones is put up, shut up time. If he doesn't excel this year, more than likely the Giants are going to look to patch that quarterback plug this year, or eventually sooner than later. And the draft could tell us too. They may figure something out and get another quarterback in, but since they signed him to a 4-year deal, the next quarterback, if they need to have another one to take over for Jones, if that becomes a possibility, they're going to be ready to rock and roll with some good pieces, some good weapons. This is a good signing for the Giants because it just helps them out a lot in the passing game. It lets them evaluate what they have in Daniel Jones. They can't make excuses for him anymore, or if they even have been. Kenny Golladay seems like he meshes well with what Daniel Jones does. Daniel Jones does throw a lot of deep balls. He is decent at throwing the rock, 20-plus yards. He actually led the league in deep ball QB rating it with 132.5 per PFF. However, he only threw deep balls 20 yards or more on 9.6% of his pass attempts. That's pretty low. That's the bottom third of the league. The year prior, though, in 2019, his rookie season, he had a deep ball percentage of 11.6%, so he was chucking it more. That was a higher rate, but his QB rating was a lot lower at 72. So it's whatever you want to play that out to be. Obviously, it looked like he took a step forward, playing with less in 2020 on those deep balls, but it was very erratic nonetheless throughout his entire season on all sectors. That's why we're saying Daniel Jones needs to step it up now that they invested in the offense. However, since he's good at throwing the deep ball, and Kenny Golladay is a deep ball specialist, throughout his career from 2017 to now, he's averaged 12.9 air yards per target. They don't call him Babytron for nothing. He is a smooth operator for a big guy. He runs good routes. He fakes guys out. Getting downfield and winning those contested catches is just easy for him. He makes those plays happen. Good wingspan, and he just climbs the ladder to make the play. He has 2 1,000-yard seasons on his career. The thing about it, he's played his career with Matthew Stafford, who just chucks deep balls all day. One of the tops in the league in pure volume when it comes to deep balls in the last few years, if not his whole career. Daniel Jones has to fill that void, fill that gap. It's going to be different shoes to fill. Daniel Jones can throw deep balls. That's going to be good. And these two should go well together. The thing about it is when a wide receiver goes to a new team in free agency, there's a little bit of a transition period. I know we had Stefon Diggs last year play well with Josh Allen and do well with the Bills. That's kind of an outlier. So we really need to temper our expectations. We should not expect Pro Bowl caliber results. We should expect him and draft him to be a functional wide receiver 2 with wide receiver 1 results. Guy who's getting a lot of volume, 20% plus target share. He should get 20% of targets easily in his offense. I saw a thing from Matthew Berry, a video of him talking about how he's worried about the target distribution of the Giants' offense. I don't understand how he's going to lose targets from Darius Slayton, John Ross, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. Saquon Barkley coming back from that injury is a knock. You don't get many offenses with a running back that can suck target share. And then Evan Ingram, you don't get many offenses that with a tight end that sucks target share. So that is a little bit of a concern for me as well. It's not that bad to a point I'm worried about Kenny Golladay. I think he'll get his target share. I think the target share will be there. I think Daniel Jones has the potential to step up, do better, be more productive, be more efficient. I think an alpha wide receiver like Kenny Golladay is going to help him out a lot. I think Kenny Golladay can get back to producing 1,000-yard seasons and double-digit touchdowns. I think that's on the radar for him, in the realm of possibilities. I think there could be a transition period. It may start out slow this year, but he may come out on fire. We don't know. We'll just have to see, but that's got to be in the back of our minds when we draft him, but it should not steer us away either because he is a good player. He's one of the best deep ball specialists in the league. Size, adjusted speed, 92nd percentile. You know he's gangster on them contested catches. He's a guy that you should not shy away from at all. He's just one of the few old school 6'4", 220-pound wide receivers that are wide receiver 1s, the old traditional prototype wide receiver. We don't get those as many anymore. They're usually more quick separators, 6 foot, 205-ish type guys who are more quicker than fast per Mayock. So, however, Kenny Golladay just gives us something different, gives Daniel Jones what he needs, a deep threat, a guy who can get down deep, who can win those contested catches where he can just chuck it up. He also has Darius Slayton on the other side, who's a deep ball specialist. And then I don't know what they're doing with John Ross. I imagine 4 wide receiver sets or just mixed in to the group and just stretching the field. They're probably just going to see what they have under the hood with him and work them in where they can. They're probably really excited to get that 4.22 speed, or what used to be 4.22 speed, in the locker room, on the field, to see what they have, see what he can do to get that offense to the next level. And that's a good toy to have in the offense. I say toy because this is a lot of untapped potential here with John Ross. It could shape or reshape the dynamic here for that passing offense for Daniel Jones if he hits. If he becomes a splash play for them, and I'm not talking like a fantasy football success story. I'm talking about a guy who makes defenses respect the speed and allows guys like Kenny Golladay, Darius Slayton, even Sterling Shepard get open a little easier. That could help a lot. Kyle Rudolph helping too as the second tight end, help with some blocking situations, gives you a little extra dynamic. This offense is shaping up, and it's hard to talk about Kenny Golladay and how he can do in fantasy football without talking about the entire spectrum of the offense here, because we've had a lot of changes here, and a lot of them are positive, good changes. Even guys like John Ross, where it's a big question mark what he's going to do, but what he does well at can really help the team. Where he's good at on the football, stretching the field, he can really reshape this offensive perspective that the Giants put on the football field. His speed is world class, and if he can get on the field, stay healthy, and run 9 routes to help get guys like Golladay, Slayton, Sterling Shepard open, it's going to be a big help. But I think Golladay can be productive this year. I think he's going to be worthwhile drafting. I'd pay that, and I think he's going to get the targets. I think he'll get at least a 20% target share. I wouldn't be surprised if it's around 25%-ish by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts off slow and he gets really acclimated in the offense and starts producing, but I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps off the bat, straight off Jump Street, and starts producing 100-yard games, big-time touchdowns and all that stuff, being one of the top wide receivers. I wouldn't be surprised wherever he lands in the spectrum. Kind of got it played out in my head. When I do draft him, I understand that he's likely to hit his upside and he's likely to hit that floor too. Just because wide receivers who go to new teams, that just happens. But I also see how good of a player he is. He's a very talented player. He's with a quarterback that can chuck it up. You just got to have that caution. I think where he's will be falling in drafts, redraft, dynasty, whatever, it's going to be a palatable price point where there's going to be other questioned wide receivers in that range, and you just pick your poison. And there's no real true reason why you should transition away from Golladay. I think this is very comparable position to where he was at in Detroit anyways, and I think he can be successful in New York. Well, that's everything I got here on this situation. Kind of ran long in this video. I was expecting it to be like a couple minutes. Just giving you a quick knowledge, quick recap. But I want to thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button on the way out so you don't miss the next show. Ring the bell. Help me on that algorithm, yo. Tell your homies, and I'll catch you next time.